said I'm on one, right?
One, yep, and she should be on three.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? Welcome to the Big Fisch Show. Hey, listen, my name is Myron. I just want to say shout out to my man, William King, 95.7 The Boss, for hosting this. This has been a long way coming. I'm going to talk a little bit about what the Big Fisch Show is all about, why it's going to be a good vibe, and how you can be connected. So go to 95.7 The Boss. Make sure you're sharing on all platforms. Also, go to On the Pond, Myron Piss Official on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. It's going to be a whole vibe. Here's what I'm realizing. When I look at the landscape of communities like ours, right, it is latent. It is power packed with potential. I heard somebody say it like this: the most, the richest place on the planet, the richest place on the planet is not in somebody's bank account. The richest place on the planet is not, in someone's 401k plan. The fastest, the best place for 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 riches, I've heard, is the graveyard. It's the graveyard. You know why? It's the graveyard because potential died. And it's a lot of cats, it's a lot of people that didn't make it. It's a lot of people that are sitting on the solutions to issues in our community. But the reality is, until untapped potential get unlocked, we'll see some of the same problems we have. And so that's why I'm launching today officially the Big Fisch Show. It's completely dedicated to unlocking entrepreneurial potential. I am the owner of On the Pond. And my mission is to unlock the entrepreneurial potential in urban communities. And I've done that. Done that in Colorado Springs with an organization I started 10 years ago called Thrive Colorado Springs. Y'all go check them out. Another organization in Kansas City called Shift KC. Another organization in South Central LA right now I'm working with that is killing it when it comes to unlocking entrepreneurial potential. And so we want this platform to be just that for you. Because I talk to people all the time. I get people who email me, DM me, call me. I'm gonna tell y'all who this is in a minute. I have somebody with me in the studio for those who are listening by radio. DM me, call me. I have packages where I have this deal called Pocket Coach, where I coach people on the go. And people are constantly contacting me. And I connected with my dude King, and I said, hey, I want to be on the show. I want to start something called the Big Fisch Show. We can have amazing conversation, dialogue, troubleshoot things that you're having, problems you're having in your business. Maybe you don't know how to get started. It's going to be a whole vibe. Now, the first 15 minutes of every show is going to be dedicated to local entrepreneurs who are killing it. And I want to bring their product live on social media, on 95.7 The Boss, where this is being hosted, on all of my platforms: Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. It's being hosted live right now. And I want to make it available because here's what I realized. If we don't leverage, this is a whole masterclass now if you're listening. Live shopping is the place to go. If you're not using live shopping on your social media handles right now, you're missing out. So what I'm going to do every single Sunday at 4 p.m., sorry I'm a little late, I had car troubles. Every single Sunday at 4 p.m., I'm going to have somebody on demonstrating for you, socially and by radio, how to get it popping with live social shopping. So you can go right back to your Facebook page, your Instagram page, your TikTok page, and get it popping with your product because those platforms are free. So we have a friend here. Her name is Ida.
Hello.
Kosovic. Now, hey, you got to tell us, before we even get started, why'd you do that like that? Hello.
Because we're on the radio. I got to put my radio voice on.
It's a radio voice?
It's a radio voice.
Do I have a radio voice?
You do.
Do I?
You have your, like encouragement voice, your leader voice when you're
My
trying
leader.
when you're trying to breathe
It's
life
a
into
leader.
somebody. It comes from the church
It's a
probably
leader.
still.
Ah!
It's still stuck with you.
She
That
thought
inspirational voice.
inspirational voice. Okay, listen, Ida Kosovic, you are not from here.
I am not from here. I am from outer space.
We're- no, you're definitely from outer space. For those of you who are listening by radio, she is from outer space. But no, seriously, tell us, where are you from? Who are you? And
So born
yeah.
and raised in Bosnia. I'm a Bosnian refugee who immigrated to America because there was a civil war in my country, and I came over here when I was only 13 years old. And recently, I launched a company called Moss Lady, and it's been very successful. I am the first manufacturer of sea moss in the state of Nebraska.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
So talk about pioneering, like something new, something healthy, something that was very needed in our nutrient deficient world that we're living in right now. So I kind of launched that 3 years ago, and it's doing very well. And I'm here to talk about sea moss.
Okay, so you just we just went from your name all the way to CMOS, but I wanna go back real quick to the word Kosovic.
Okay.
Tell us about the word Kosovic, because I really think it's really cool. Tell us about Kosovic.
So after the World War II, once we beat the Nazis, the whole country of Bosnia changed their last name to include the last three letters, which are VIC, signifying the victory over the Nazis after the World War II. So that's why my last name is Kosovic. And if we didn't add that Vic, my last name would be Cause. So having a last name like that, it just always made me very oriented to be socially conscious and always not just think about my own gain, but gain for a society as a whole.
Right. So you're from Bosnia, and you went from Bosnia to here. What was that like?
Woo, what was that like? It was so I lived in a civil war as a child for 3 years before moving here. So it was I was somewhat traumatized and going through a lot. My mom was sick. She had stage 4 cancer, and we moved to New York by ourselves. Like my dad wasn't allowed to leave the country. So when we moved to America, it was just a lot. Like I was the only one that spoke English. My mom didn't speak English, so I had to translate everything for her, as far as what the doctor said, as far as everything, like from Social Security office to the groceries to the paying the bills. At 13 years old, I was kind of assigned all those duties due to circumstance. So I went from like being an only child and somewhat spoiled. And my parents worked their ass off to like provide me with a nice life. And when I turned 10, it just all changed. Like a civil war happened. We lost everything. My mom got sick. My dad got shot. And it was just like a movie moving here.
Yeah. And so it's crazy. Like when we chat and we talk, and we've known each other for
Not that long, but it like feels like we've known each other our whole life
3,000
just because
years.
it's serious.
Yeah,
Yeah,
3,000
because
years.
we go deep. Like we're just deep people, period. So
Super dope because of the journey of Moss Lady, and how you came to even with moss, like sea moss. Because I would be honest, like a couple years ago when I was like first heard of sea moss, I was kind of scared. I'm like, here, who is this lady? Call herself the Moss Lady. She around here poisoning people. I never heard of sea moss. Bringing it into the black community. This is a travesty. Who is this lady? And so,
what are
and
we
then
eating?
what are we eating? And they're already feeding us pork and bananas, and
Artificial bananas.
and pork and bananas and beans. And so you got to sea moss.
So, like, I think I was just destined to be a healer due to all the trauma that I experienced through my childhood, and then watching my mom, really suffer from cancer, and just kind of the effect that had on her. I always have been I wanted to heal the world, from everything, from all the ugly things I seen as a child. And throughout my life, I was always like that encouraging person. And until I had my child, when I had my son, is when I really focused on holistic living and like, making sure that he's not eating artificial flavor and artificial things, and just
Right.
trying to focus more on health. And so I have been able to raise him for 10 years without any antibiotics. So I have focused on just improving his immune system, making sure he's always eating a lot of minerals, a lot of vitamins to make sure he's healthy. And it's worked. And I want other moms to lay off of Tylenol
Okay,
and
so
things
here's
like
the thing.
that.
Here's the thing. You one of them. I could just hear people right now. I hear if you're watching now, or if you're going to catch this on 95.7 The Boss or one of my platforms. I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. You know, you're on this health kick. I've already, didn't make it to the second week in January and I quit. But like, my question to you is like, why CMOS? CMOS.
This is why CMOS.
CMOS sounds like
And
scary.
all
It
CMOS
sounds
gels are
scary
not
though.
the same, but this is why I'll say my product is excels in this field. Okay, so I have the best tasting product. It has the lowest sugar on the market. Like other products have 5 or 6 grams of sugar. All the flavored CMOS, the ones that taste good at least.
Right.
Then it's a 60-day shelf life with no artificial ingredients or any preservatives in it. So, I mean, it's just a superior product altogether. But why CMOS is because you
Like,
get
give me
you get a
that good.
natural.
Listen, no. You about to give me that cute. You about to give me the cute answer. I'm not looking for cute.
No, this is the actual answer.
Oh, it's the actual answer.
Our blood receptors will not pick
Okay,
up.
that's too smart.
No,
Wait a minute.
no, listen,
See,
listen.
you went. Wait.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
So when you take a vitamin, let me tell you, when you take a vitamin that's processed in a powder form, your blood receptors are not going to catch on to that magnesium or that calcium or whatever the minerals are in that, because it's so overprocessed and it's just like this powder. When you take CMOS gel in its natural form, it's coming straight from the ocean and it's mineral rich in natural minerals and vitamins. So your blood receptors recognize it, and that's why you feel like this rush of energy and just feeling good after taking it for about 3 or 4 days. You can really feel the difference, and that's why it works. A lot of supplements on the market don't work. We've all wasted so much money. I used to wake up and take like 9 pills, and I thought I needed 9 pills to like supplement my diet, and I ate really healthy, and I still didn't feel like I felt when I started making CMOS. And honestly, I didn't make CMOS to sell it. Like it wasn't like something I made as like a business.
Right.
It just turned into a business because people just loved it so much, like my friends and family, and they would talk about it so much that I just started making it.
Okay, so I'm gonna pull out one of these. In fact, how many did you bring with us?
I think we got 6.
Okay.
We got 6. 3 of the top flavors selling right now.
Okay, so I want to bring these out. Let's bring them out. We can't keep them out for too long.
This is strawberry lemonade. It's my top selling flavor. People really love this one.
What do they love about strawberry lemonade?
What do they love about it? They love the taste, and they love how they feel after they take it, of course. And once you put Moss Lady CMOS in your regimen, you can like feel the vibes. It's not just how you feel physically; it's your spiritual, vibe too. That because CMOS is known to decalcify your pineal gland, so you're gonna definitely feel.
Okay, hold on. There are people who are listening right now. They're thinking what I'm thinking. You say it has been known to what with what?
Decalcify your pineal gland. You don't know what that means?
Okay, for those who are listening and you had to go to Google or ChatGPT or Gemini or Perplexity.ai to break down what she just said, she's going to tell you what that is.
So pineal gland is what allows us to have like our little spidey senses, what kind of helps our brain feel like I don't even know how to explain it right now in this moment.
You see how I just put her on the spot right
He put
there?
he always
You see
put
how,
me on the spot.
don't be putting big words on me.
Listen,
Don't be using
I
big words
know
on
how
me
to,
and
I
you can't
know,
break it down.
it's,
I know
it's
she
in
know.
the moment.
It's
In the moment,
You're
you like
talking about a
lose your
pineal
word.
gland. If you can't give me the definition of a pineal gland, don't be using it.
So it's this little
That's
tiny
right up.
receptor
It's this
inside
big.
your brain. Yeah,
It's this big.
yeah, it is. It's this
And
big.
it's a doo 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 doo. It's a doo 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 doo.
No,
Like,
it
you know what I mean? All right. So here's why we're having her here, and here's why we're talking about this. Um, starting from humble beginnings,
from one suitcase that me and my mother shared when we came to this country.
From a war.
From a war.
Your mother did not know English.
No.
You had to translate.
Yes.
Your dad was stuck in Bosnia in a war.
True.
And you went through all of that turmoil, and you arrived at becoming the
Moss Lady of
Moss
Nebraska,
Lady.
baby.
Now tell us some of the certifications or things that you've told me that I think is very important to your story to give people inspiration that no matter where you come from, we can.
So a lot of us develop a product and we just make it at home and we just sell it on the side, and it's our side gig, but we continue to have a regular job. But once I felt so purposeful doing this because my customers would call me and they would cry and they would be like, "This improved my blood sugar so much, and your stuff healed healed me after surgery," or whatever it may be at the time. I felt so inspired that I quit everything else and I just focused 100% on selling the CMOS, and then I wanted to put it in the stores, and I didn't just put it in stores. I wanted to do it the legitimate way to the process. I wanted to follow the whole process of becoming a manufacturer. And even though I might not be the first person who ever made CMOS in the state of Nebraska, I became the first manufacturer because I took this job serious and I treated it as a business as well. So the first thing I had to do is send my product off to Midwest Labs or another laboratory to understand what my shelf life is.
Right.
Selling products from your house without ever testing your shelf life is actually putting your consumers at risk. It's not safe to make food and not test it and sell it to people out there. It's unethical. So once I realized that we had zero bacterial growth after 60 days, I was like, wow, I have a really superior product, because all CMOS that's available right now has like a 3-week shelf life.
Wait. Okay.
Say that again.
Wait. Okay. Let's do this again. The shelf life.
Extremely important when it comes to food products. You have to know your shelf life if you want to put your product on the shelves. That's number one. And that's what the state of Nebraska Agriculture Department told me right away. So that's what I did first. Yeah, it was costly. It was about $1,000, but I was willing to invest in it. I did all this on my own, from my own money. Like I started Moss Lady. I funded it completely from my own. But I actually ran up my credit card for $10,000 and just gambled it all on faith, because I knew that like God had his hand in this, because it was healing people, and I believe in being a healer. So I just went for it.
One of the things that I want to highlight for us is this is not just live shopping. I want you to go to the QR code right here on our screen. If you're listening by radio, go to mossladyinc.com. Is that it's an underdog story. It's a story like a lot of our stories where we didn't have the money, we didn't have the means, we didn't have the support, we didn't have anything, but we had a why.
I had the support though. Especially from North Omaha.
I didn't have the support.
You might have not, but North Omaha supported me so much, and it started all like on the track field. It started, just with friends.
Before that, when you
started in the gym.
When you touched down.
Yeah.
Like when you first touched down.
When I first started making CMOS, people looked at me like I was crazy. They were like, "You quit your job? She's nuts. She quit her job."
But when did you quit your job though?
Right away. Like I just right away. I was ready. I was like, I'm just gonna make CMOS, and people were like, "Is this what you're gonna do now?" And I was like, "Yes, I'm the Moss Lady. They call me the Moss Lady. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make a logo. I'm gonna get an LLC. I'm gonna, I was very picky about everything. I had a vision in my head that I had to execute. So
and that's what
it wasn't easy. It was
that's
a lot
what I want us
hurdles.
to pull out. That's what I want us to pull out today. That she had a vision. It was something that was driving her.
A purpose.
And and that's where we're going to be countercultural on this show. That it doesn't take big bucks. We're not saying go get big loans. We're saying start with who you are, what you have, but is what you're doing being driven by something bigger than wanting to create a big bag?
Yeah, this wasn't. I actually quit a job that was paying me like 3 times or 4 times the amount of money that CMOS was. Even to this day, I probably was making more at my last job than I am currently with this business because I can't pay myself hardly anything if I want to grow the business. That's the second thing I would like to make a point. When you are starting your own business from nothing, the most important thing to do is keep as much money as you can in your business account so that you can grow and scale your business. That's extremely important. I think a lot of entrepreneurs mess up when they start a business, they start getting a little bit of money, and then they blow that money on the wrong
Right.
things. And that's huge. Like, you don't need a cute office. You don't need that cute outfit. You don't need that bag. That bag doesn't signify your success. What signifies your success is your sales.
Okay, so let's do this real quick. Speaking of sales, your sales are blowing through the roof, and you doing something well at marketing. I want you to go through um, the different type of flavors that you have, and then what's your favorite. And then this is what we're going to do with the sea moss that's in the studio today. If you would go to the Moss Lady's DMs, we're going to make this real simple. Go to her DMs on her Facebook, or you can go to mosslady.com, hit the QR code right now, and get this that's in the
Moss Lady
studio.
Inc. MossLadyInc.com.
.com.
Because we're getting incorporated, baby.
Getting incorporated, baby. So, but if you are in watching live or listening live, hit her up and check out her on Facebook. Hit her Facebook right now. I believe she's going to give you a nice little deal or sale as a result of being in here. Nothing too off the chain because we want to support small business. And huge shout out to her. She does celebrate the culture, man. We partner on so many things in North Omaha, and super thankful. Oh, give us maybe one or two kind of big name folk that rock with Sea Moss, rock with the Moss Lady.
Okay, well, I'd say the biggest name right now would be Steven So-Called Nelson. He has been on the product for a while. Then we have Kings and Queens of Omaha, our pro soccer team here in town. It is the product that's chosen by the athletes because it's low sugar. It only has 1 gram of sugar per serving, which is like less than most pieces of gum. So
right. Okay. Now and then also, you're also in stores.
I am. I'm
in
about
stores?
12 stores around town.
Okay. Can you name them?
No, I'm not going to name them all, but I'm going to say this right now. We should have brought a list. Maybe I could look at my phone.
Okay.
I could look at my phone right quick. Hold on. I want to say that I am the only brand in America that features 18 different flavors in 2 different sizes, so you can get a discount getting a bigger size. And we have 12 infusion options, which are additives that you can add, like herbal remedies that you can add to your sea moss, so you can take it all at once. You're not going to find another website out there that can customize your jar the way my website will. And you also won't find it for a better deal, because I believe in offering people the best sea moss in the world at the best price. Because why only the wealthy get a hold of all the best things? I feel like, everybody should be able to afford a jar of sea moss when they're
Everybody should be able to afford a jar of sea moss.
Moss Lady sea moss, baby.
Hey, so this is what I need you to do. Go to mossladyinc.com and get your jar of sea moss right now. If you're listening or if you're watching on social media, take a picture of the QR and go right to the link. And thank you for all your support. Like, my number one marketing tool has been the word of mouth. My customers, if it wasn't for people who really believed in the product, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't sell anything. I think like 90% of my sales are word of mouth recommendations from other people, because people get sick, they start taking this, and they get over
whatever they're going through quicker than they would have without it. And that's the whole point of the sea moss.
Okay, so hey, we have about 6 or 7 jars in the studio. Go ahead and hit her DMs. If you cannot wait, go to mossladyinc.com. Moss Lady, thank you for joining the show. Hey, listen.
Welcome. Thank you for having me.
Thank
and
you, thank you.
congratulations. And congratulations being the biggest fish on the radio.
Hey,
right?
let's go, baby.
Woo!
Let's go. Hey, listen, we're going to take a small, brief break so we can get Moss Lady up out of here. And then I have a amazing interview with my uncle, my friend. You don't want to miss it. He's an iconic legend, and he's still living. And I'm going to interview him for about 15 minutes before we get up out of here. I promised that you're going to leave with something major, and it's all centered around this one idea that we're missing about entrepreneurship. So stay tuned. In the words of my guy, my big brother, William King, boss with me on the Big Fisch Show. Hey,
Perfect. That was good.
good dry run.
Yeah, that was good. I said
Good
everything I
marketing.
needed to say. Yeah.
And then I'm gonna have you back for intrigue.
So I gotta wait. I gotta wait for you, right?
Yeah, what you mean? You gotta wait for me.
I'm gonna leave.
All right, let's go off. Let's go to the side.
I'm gonna put this back in the fridge. And
Okay.
Hold on. Thank you. Amazing.
Great job.
So excited.
Hey.
Stay on the phone though, yeah? We're good? Are you sure you don't want me like coming in? I got a meeting.
empowerment. Like you can empower yourself by making yourself useful to other humans.
Right.
Like that's the break it down simple definition of entrepreneurship. It's like self-directed value creation, right? By creating value for other people, you can empower yourself. And that just breaks it down to the simplest thing. But
You know, Gary, when we talk about self-directed value creation, that's a lot to unpack because, with people that I serve or where I come from, it's sometimes it's we have to survive or we have to make ends meet, and sometimes we overlook, as you talk about a lot, the opportunities that are readily accessible and available, but because we're focusing our attention on all of those assumptions and beliefs and worldviews that's entangling us, is keeping us from really creating value so that we can ultimately empower ourselves and actually see some change not only in other people's lives but our lives as well. Would you agree? Would you agree?
Yeah. Like the range of what we think and do is limited by what we fail to notice. And my game is entrepreneurial mindset. And what I've been saying for a long time, Myron, is like this is 99% mindset and 1% entrepreneurship.
Right.
Because you can break it down like this. If all you've got is like a shitty little minimum wage job, you show up 15 minutes early, you stay 15 minutes late, and go a little bit above and beyond. That's being entrepreneurial.
Right.
You keep doing that, and pretty soon opportunity is going to find you.
Okay, so I want you to stop there because that's where I think we're going to add a lot of value on this show as we talk about the Big Fisch Show and why it's a distinction. You're bringing up something that you wrote in your book, the Entrepreneurial Advantage. It's on all platforms where the book can be sold. The entrepreneurial mindset, not versus, and the managerial mindset.
Yeah.
Explain what they are, and explain when they're necessary, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So to a lot of us, like entrepreneurs, like seem like mysterious figures, and that's because we're so steeped in managerial culture, managerial paradigm. And what is that? Right, that's top down. That's someone else has figured out what's useful, and we fulfill a role within the production or distribution of that useful thing. And
Right.
There's nothing inherently wrong with that. But we've lost sight of the fact that we're able to make ourselves useful without someone else telling us how to do it.
Right.
I was in Dallas giving a talk, Myron, and this doctor came up to me. I was in this, medical center, Pegasus Medical Center, and a doctor came up to me, and I was talking about the untapped potential of ordinary people. And this doctor comes up to me after the talk, and he goes, "There's a billionaire here in Dallas, and I'm pretty sure he's illiterate."
Wow.
And I said, I'm not surprised. And I just met a barista in the airport with a master's degree.
Right.
It's like there's a different kind of intelligence that develops when you go out into the world. You figure out how to make yourself useful to other people. It's not complicated. It doesn't require money. It doesn't require that you invent something. It doesn't require you have a college degree or MBA or that you're charismatic or creative or anything like that.
Right.
It's just a subtle shift. Start paying attention. How can I add value? What's missing? How can I make this better?
Okay, so I think that's a very, very great point that I want to pull out, Gary. When most of the time when somebody, I tell this story when I talk about, when I was in Florida and I got some inspiration, I started a t-shirt line and I sold it to two people, me and my mama, right? I didn't start with how can I make myself useful. I didn't start with with how, like, what would be helpful for some, you know what I mean? And I know sometimes you got to just throw manure at the wall and try stuff so that it can stick, so you can get some feedback from services or products that you're creating. But can you speak to how, like, sometimes we start with a solution that we then take to somebody, and then we end up coming up with all further assumptions behind, oh, people just don't want to support me, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Can you speak to that?
Yeah. Yeah, like so many entrepreneurs fail because they start with a solution and then they go looking for the problem. And the entrepreneurs that succeed are the ones that find the problem first. I'm going to use Ida's story as a perfect example. So, and I don't want to confuse folks here, Myron, because originally she was trying to solve a problem for herself.
Right.
Okay, and that's fine. Like, she was looking for a solution, she couldn't find it, so she created it. And then after she created, she realized, like, other people want this too. But the underlying common theme is you're solving problems for other people.
Right.
Look, Myron, we're living in the most opportunity-rich time in human history is happening right
You know
now.
what? You know what, Gary? And I really believe that. And here's why I believe that. Because I'm learning to train myself, learning to train my mind. When everyone sees, when the headlines are mayhem, I'm asking for, okay, where's the opportunity in here? Where it's I look at it like this. I look at it like, when there's a problem, the problem is just mass as an opportunity.
Right. But and that's the thing. But there's opportunities everywhere, but they can't be seen with a managerial mindset.
Okay, that's I've never heard you say it like that before. I've heard you say opportunities are everywhere, but they are invisible to the naked eye.
They're invisible. They can't be seen with an untrained eye, but the managerial mindset
You can't see it with.
You can't see
Wow.
it. It's like you got to try stuff. Like, don't quit your day job, but, like, you know, I'm a big fan of just, like, find one friend, take $50 and try to turn it into $500 in your spare time. And I heard you and Ida talking about this, like, put that money aside so you can see it.
Sure.
Because it represents something, right?
Right.
Turn $50 into $500 in your spare time. Level one.
Right.
You could lose $50 a bunch of times. It ain't going to kill you.
Absolutely.
That's how nature works, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you get to $500, try to get to 5,000.
Absolutely.
And by the time you get to 5,000, you can start talking about quitting your day job, but maybe not. You know what I'm saying? But it's like it's this iterative, experimental discovery process.
Okay, so here's what I want you to tap into right now before we land. I want you to tap into that what you just said. I want you to explain that last statement, not in opposition to, but as an alternative, not even an alternative to the existing paradigm of how one might approach quote unquote entrepreneurship.
Yeah, they teach people how to write business plans and go find money to launch their business. And that's a managerial mindset. That works for large corporations when they're going to go open a new store in a different area. They're taking big risks. They need permission from the boss. That's managerial thing. The typical entrepreneur, don't quit your day job. Don't drop out of school. Don't go taking big risks. Try stuff in the margins. If you got 30 minutes a day, you can figure out how to redirect the course of your life by figuring out how to make yourself useful. The big idea here, Myron, is straight up. You can't see opportunities if you're trying to get your own needs met.
Wow.
They become available when you start focusing on helping other people.
So here, yeah,
so good. People who are struggling.
So good, Gary. Listen, it's so good, Gary. It's so good. Listen, because what you're saying, there's a lot of tension in it. Because to communities like mine where I grew up in. Like, say if you grew up in a low income community and you're barely making ends meet and you're a single mom and that's a real reality, right? What I'm so to those who are listening and you're listening like, what is this guy talking about? Take $50 and turn it into 500 and don't quit your day job. And you're kind of like, I just got fired from my job. Here's the principle in what's being said. There is untapped potential inside of you.
You got to open a hope circuit in your brain. Like, opportunities everywhere. The question is, are you looking or aren't you?
Right.
Because if you ain't looking, like, that's mindset stuff. Myron, I can just sum it up in one sentence. I've interviewed 700 underdog entrepreneurs all over the world. I just got back from West Africa. We want to talk about underdogs. Right? The people who are looking for opportunities, they find them. And the people who ain't, don't. End of story.
So
are
good.
You looking for an opportunity or aren't you? Like, that's it.
The people who are looking for opportunity, find them. And the people who aren't don't. You said it. You crushed
mindset. It's mindset, brother. It's all day long mindset.
It's mindset. Well, hey, Gary, I want to have you back on. I wanted to just introduce my community and to you, and I wanted to introduce 95.7, the Boss community to you. In a minute or two, Gary, it's important because it's blessed my life and it's blessed my work. It's what your work has allowed me to scale my work into now 5 different cities where we're talking about building entrepreneurial, what we call blue zones, and unlocking entrepreneurial potential in urban communities like the one I grew up in. And your work has been instrumental in that. Talk to us about the latest book, why it's important, what you're doing around the country, and how it's changing lives, and then how people can buy the book.
Yeah, so my newest book is called The Entrepreneurial Mindset Advantage. The subtitle is The Hidden Logic That Unleashes Human Potential. And what I did is I distilled hundreds of interviews from everyday entrepreneurs, and I started looking at research like why they're behaving this way. And what came out of it is this really powerful, practical how-to guide that will show you how to recognize opportunities, how to unlock the entrepreneurial potential in yourself and others, in your children, your students, your workforce, and your communities. And I mean, it's a big idea, but it's right now it needs to happen. People are hurting because they're stuck in that managerial mindset and they can't see opportunity.
Yeah, I can sum up today's kind of reveal as opportunity, actually, that William King, the founder of 95.7 The Boss, gave me an opportunity to come on and start the Big Fisch Show, and to be able to have conversations like this with my mentor Gary, and plenty more people who are going to come, and Ida and her sharing her supplies and what she's doing with CMOS. Gary, I want to have you back. There's a lot of work we need to do together, but man, thank you so much for being willing to take some time out. Again, the book, please go to any and all platforms to purchase. You will be blessed and you will thank me later for it. All right, Uncle G.
Thanks, Myron.
I appreciate you, man. Talk soon. All right.
See you.
Hey, y'all. It's been a pleasure hosting y'all. I envision every single week on the Big Fisch Show, unlocking entrepreneurial potential by providing a platform of education on all things entrepreneurship. Hey, listen, if you want to be a sponsor, hit me up. Go to thisisus@onthepondnetwork.com. Shout out to Stacy Honeycutt. She is the Big Fisch Show's very first sponsor. If you're looking to get your name out there, to get your company out there, places like the Essential Gathering Shop, the Essential Gathering Place, both located off of 40th and Ames and 42nd and Burdett, I believe. Forgive me, Miss Stacy, if that was not true. The Essential Gathering Shop is a place to shop black. It's also a place to place your products. And then the Essential Gathering Shop, man, is super dope. They just had a Hustle Expo. It was amazing. Shout out to all the amazing people. So, hey, feel free to check out the Essential Gathering Shop, the Essential Gathering Place for all your needs. It's about keeping our wealth in our community. Again, huge thank you to Ida. Be sure to go to mossladyinc.com to get that sea moss gel. Don't be playing because you need it. Hey, again, thank you so much, William King. This is Myron Pierce, the Big Fisch Show, 95.7, The Boss. I'm looking forward next week talking about unlocking entrepreneurial potential inside of you. Holla at you.